I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's Mystic Minute is about the collective unconscious. So this world is a collective creation of consciousness. Every single one of us, at our core essence, is consciousness. And at the same time, there is an unconsciousness. So the collective unconsciousness, the way that I look at it, is like a pool of negativity. So the collective consciousness is a pool of light, or is an ocean of light, and the collective unconscious is like a giant cesspool. Every negative thought and feeling and action and belief system is fed from this collective unconscious. And it's constantly recycled, because as it comes into our head and comes out our mouths, we're feeding back into it. All the war, all the hatred, all the prejudice, all the things that are really in the news today, people are embodying their own light, and therefore it's shining light and bringing all this darkness to the surface. And it seems more extreme than ever before, but in actuality, it is simply coming up because it's being cleared out. In the past, so much of it was acceptable, and now we are all containing so much of our own light and our own awareness that it's not acceptable. So, what feeds the collective unconsciousness, I've already talked about, but what brings it up in you? I know for myself, if I find myself in dysfunctional situations with dysfunctional people, I will have like flare-ups, flare-ups of rage. And I've actually first encountered this energy in my early 20s when I was dating somebody who was a cocaine addict. And I wasn't able to define it for about 10 years. And then I identified the feeling of hatred. And I had never felt hatred before. And it was whenever I was in a situation that had alcoholics involved. I'd look back and I go, oh, and they might not have actually been there at the time, but it was like some wacko craziness, and that energy flared up in me, and I was really surprised. So it can affect you indirectly if you're engaged or had any of those patterns in your past. If you grew up in a family where there was dysfunction, which I would say 99% of us have, you'll have these resonances within you. Things that just like drive you crazy. So it's becoming more so now. It's becoming more evident because of light. So if you're feeling this more yourself, it is not because you're regressing. You haven't backslid. You are not, you are not really stuck. You're just feeling it more because you within you have embodied more light. Just let that kind of sink in for a moment as the street sweeper goes by. So the other thing that's going on is it's happening collectively. I mean, you just have to look in the news and see people, the outcry going on, the protests happening, and the hissy fit going on with the people who are trying to maintain a status quo from the past. It's like hissy fit, they want that flag still flying. They want those laws still in place that restrict and limit people. they they want to keep people people in a state of fear and poverty, and they when you're in touch with your own light, you are connected to your own inner abundance. You're not buying that. So we're all more sensitive now too, so we're all feeling it more. So you're not only feeling your own stuff that you're cleaning out from your own woodwork, so to speak, your own personal remodeling project, spiritual remodeling project, but you'll pick it up from other people. But people are just that stuff is clearing out too. So it's just God, it's like the entire town, city, country, planet is in a huge clean out. So what can you do to make it better for yourself? How can you navigate to feeling better for yourself as you go about your day? Because misery loves company, and you don't want to be miserable. So one thing you can do is you can stand in your own light. It is totally okay to be within your own sphere. It's okay to be within your own energy awareness. It is okay for your energy to be lighter and brighter than the collective. It's a little bit like you're the only person who took a shower today or brushed your teeth today. It is okay to do that. So a couple simple ideas for that is, you can give yourself a golden shower. You can imagine a shower of not that kind of gold. Give yourself a shower each morning of sunlight, and encapsulate yourself in a bubble of gold sunlight. That feels really good. Another thing that you can do to define your energy from other people's energy is imagine that you have a rose out in front of you, just imaginary rose, just floating out in front of you, kind of like the way floats are at swimming pools, swimming areas that define the shallow end from the deep end. So this is just, it's a very simple way to define the end of your garden from the sidewalk in the street. That's your space. We're so used to matching energy on a collective level, and when we're kids, you match your energy of your environment for survival. You match your family energy. You're new to things, so you match the energy to figure things out. Well, now it's okay to not match the energy, unless you want to match the energy of the other light, bright bubble people. But you get to have your own information and your own energy. And when you are centered within your own space and your own awareness, you're connected to your own higher self. You don't need to get that information from books. You can get things from your own intuition and your own seniority, your own personal authority. This is your space. I said a lot more about that than I intended. I was just going to talk about the collective unconscious, but we got into the light and didn't need to talk about that anymore. See, isn't that the way it goes? So I hope this mystic minute or several minutes is helpful today. Have fun with this. Play around with this and see how it makes your weekend better. Go down below for connections to more Mystic Minutes. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Sign up to receive this by email. I have a lot of really fun things coming up too, so if you go to my website, you'll see it all listed there. If you're doing it on a device, you'll have to play around to find the menu right now. But connecting with you next time. Have fun. Bye.